All right, Al is here with us from Washington, D.C. this morning because, man, we sure do have a sweet buddy up.
That's right. And I know you guys know the answer to this. What can soothe your sore throat, boost energy, and make tea taste oh so good?
Ooh, I wonder.
Oh, well, it's honey. And honey, it wouldn't be possible without those hardworking bees and their keepers. We learned what the buzz is all about when the four of us got to visit a rooftop bee farm. This is it, the bee's knees. We got Nick Heffley of Astor Apiaries here, and he's going to take us upstairs to show us some of his hives. The excitement was buzzing as we made our way to Nick's rooftop hives and suited up.
Very graceful.
Dylan, I am your father.
First, the master beekeeper sharing some fast facts to get us up to speed.
In this one hive, there are about 30,000 bees.
Wow. No, the bees are your friends.
They're your friends. They all have jobs to do, and those do not include checking us out.
Turns out they're all kind of busy workers
We have foragers in here. We have house bees in here.
with all sorts of tasks in and out of their home.
There are guard bees. There are mortician bees. When they first emerge, they're a cleaner bee, and then eventually they'll become foragers once they get old enough.
Are the foragers only female bees?
All the worker bees are female bees. So 95% of the hive, and in some hives, 100% of the hive will be female.
While female bees are able to take on any one of the 8 available hive chores, male or drone bees have precisely one job: to mate with a queen from a different colony so she can return to lay more eggs, about 2,000 a day.
Right now, we have a lot of confused bees as well. And they're just trying to figure out why there's so many new landmarks around their hive.
Yeah. They're like, is that a Roker? Oh my God.
All right, so we're gonna pull out a couple frames here.
Oh, this is awesome.
This seems like it would annoy them.
It's something that we want to do slowly.
How would you characterize the state of the bee population right now in our country?
The bee population, as far as managed hives, is actually not falling as much as everybody thinks it is. There's a lot of concern more on native pollinators and those unmanaged bees.
I see. Wow, look at that.
Soon, it was Craig's turn to handle the frames,
They're a little annoyed with me. Kind of like you guys.
while Nick helped us spot the monarch.
Now, what were you saying she's doing there?
She's walking around right now looking for cells to lay eggs in.
So humble. I'd be on the throne. I'd let them do all the
Well,
work.
she does walk around like she's
The queen bee.
Right now, the queen is exposed, so they're getting around her to keep her nice and warm.
That's crazy.
God save the queen.
After tucking the bees back in, Nick treating us to a tour tradition.
This is how the bees leave it when we're ready to harvest. So what you can do is you can just press your finger right into it, and you can try some of the honey direct from the hive.
That's great.
That's the
like-
purest honey we've ever had.
Oh my God.
That's just honey.
Nothing but
That
honey.
is.
That's about as fresh as it gets.
All right. But we wanted to see how honey gets from the comb to our home. So we headed to Nick's shop, the honey house at Astor Apiaries.
We're going to do a little honey harvesting. The first thing that we've got to do is we've actually got to remove all of the cappings here. Now that all the honey is exposed, we can actually take this to our extractor.
Oh, there's
That's
a
where the
machine.
magic happens in separating everything.
Craig got to flip the extractor switch. Of course he did.
And we'll just turn this dial up to about 30.
Are you sure you're ready? Oh, here it goes.
So this is like a honey tilt-a-whirl.
And that's the honey right there. Okay, with this job.
After all our hard work, we treated ourselves to a snack break.
What you just got is actually also a bit of a spicy salami, sweet and
Oh,
spicy.
wow.
Before jarring some honey to take home.
1.5 million visits of a bee to make that amount of honey.
That was one busy bee.
Cheers.
Cheers to honey.
To the sweetest story and buddy up we've ever done.
Oh,
All right.
Oh, we learned so much.
I was fascinated.
It really was, and what was just it was like literally from hive to home to watch all that going on. Hive to home. And we want to thank Big Nick. Oh, you guys have some honey there too.
got some goodies.
It's delicious.
I'll put a jar in your dressing room.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And in fact, we've got Rosh Hashanah coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's part of that the tradition of
Apples
honey,
with honey.
Apples
and
with
apples.
honey.
Yeah, Rosh
Very
Hashanah
nice.
starts tomorrow. The Jewish
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. That's a sweet way to celebrate. We want to thank Big Nick and all the folks involved with Astor Apiaries and the National Honey Board for their resources. They're doing important work.
Absolutely.
Because on average, there is a 40% bee loss in nature, impacting things like pests, hive disease, climate change. And I shared this one fact with you guys.
Okay.
We see all those honey jars that are shaped like bears or with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
We think bears like honey. They actually are going after the bee larva. And the honey just is a byproduct. They're not interested in the honey. They want the bee larva to get the protein.
So it's just a legend that he likes
So they don't
the honey.
need to carry that big thing around that says honey on it.
No, he does, but it's spelled Hunny for Winnie the Pooh.
Well, of course.
There you go.
But of course. But in all sincerity, like I really have greater respect for bees and how we need them and natural honey. Oh my goodness, it's just nothing like it.
So delicious.
Thank you, Al. Safe travels back.
Great. And congratulations again, Al.
Thank you very much, guys.
Dripping honey
See you
all over the
tomorrow.
place.